Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. What I got here is a Bobcat 68-inch angle broom with the electric angling feature that I picked up at auction for a really good price. The broom itself works really good. It sweeps just the way you would want it to. But you'll notice here where the electric angle motor normally is mounted is this piece of flat bar. Now when I got it, the electric angle motor was there, but it wasn't working. So I decided I would just put this piece of flat bar in there with some holes drilled in it, just to be able to manually angle this broom, so I could at least use it to move snow and whatever little things come along. But just the way the geometry works out, the bar is always hitting something in other than the straight position. So I've decided to go ahead and make it a power angle again. Now the angle motor itself, you'll see it's sitting right here, and I took it apart, and it is something that is possibly fixable, but by the time you get these magnets glued back into the housing, the rotor or the armature here itself, you can see there's some pieces there that have been moved. The brush holder, it's very corroded, and I just don't think it's worth my while to try and fix it. The wires, this is actually what prompted me to take it apart, is these wires here being frayed like that. I thought I would go ahead and just put new wires in there, and as soon as I opened it up, it became a whole nother ball of wax, so I decided to forego fixing it. The jack itself, the electric linear actuator as it's called, it works, and I was able to run it in and out with my drill. It's got a stroke of approximately 8 inches, so I decided, especially since my machine does not have the attachment control system, which is all this here. It's got the little decoder there because Bobcat runs all digital, which is nice when it works. I don't know the condition of any of this stuff either, and since my machine here, I got an old 732, it does not have any kind of computer systems on it, never mind the attachment control system. So I decided I'm just going to fab up a hydraulic angle system, which is what all the newer angle brooms use anyway. So that's what I've decided to go with. Alright, and here are the parts I got from Princess Auto to hopefully make this thing angle. What I got is this 8-inch stroke hydraulic cylinder, a closed center electric over hydraulic valve, and the reason I went with closed center is because I'm going to plumb it in parallel with the hydraulic lines going to the sweeper motor. I gotta find a place here somewhere to mount this all yet. What I was gonna do is just tee in right here to the supply and return from the motor, and then with this being a closed center valve, none of the fluid will go through it unless the valve is actuated. And a place where I used to work in Whistler, TKT Contracting, highly recommend them for any dirt work for you guys out there, Whistler, Pemberton, Squamish area. Awesome guys to deal with. They had a John Deere 544 with a sweeper on the front, and it was the same idea. It had the same sort of valve on it, and it would work great, especially when there was a bit of resistance against the broom. So once you put it down, there was enough back pressure going to the motor so that the cylinder would have more than enough pressure to angle either way, and that's the route I've decided to go. So now I just got to find a place to mount all this stuff and get some hoses made up, and I will check back with you as soon as that's done. Stay tuned. So here's what I've come up with. I've mounted the cylinder where the old angle motor used to be. I had to cut the end off the cylinder and weld on a tang to make it fit, because this here is only a ½ an inch thick, but I think this will work quite well. I've mounted the ports on the cylinder so they point up so as not to interfere with the shroud here. And I've taken all the old electronic stuff off of the attachment frame, and we're going to mount the valve over here. That way it doesn't interfere with all this stuff when it comes in close. I originally wanted to mount it over here, but when this thing pivots over that way, the ram comes very close and it would likely interfere. So now I'm just going to go get some hydraulic lines, tee off of those lines there, bring them over to here where the valve is going to sit, and then bring a couple more over here, wire it all up, and we'll see how it works. Alright, so I got the base plate for the hydraulic valve mounted, and I got some hoses made. I painted the ram black and got that all mounted as well. Now I just got to tee into the hydraulic motor over here, mount the valve and hook up the electrical, and then we'll see if it works. Alright, so I got everything wired up. I put some wire loom on here and then ran to a piece of extension cord stock and ran it to a 4-pin round. And I wired my machine the same way. Hopefully, left is left, right is right. Well, actually, hopefully it just works. The left and right we can sort out later if it's an issue. But I'm gonna hook this thing up and we're gonna give it a whirl. All right, here it goes. Okay, well that didn't quite work as planned. It doesn't seem to have enough power to go left and right. I wonder if I got too small a ram or something, but anyway, I'm gonna figure it out and work on it, and we'll report back with the findings. All right, everyone, so this is what I've done. I've put a bigger cylinder on it, and now it works like a charm. I didn't get a chance to take a video, but it does work. What I found now, though, is I got a leak on the hydraulic motor, so that'll be the next project. All right, got the motor fixed. It is working, everything's hooked up. Took it out for a quick test sweep yesterday. Everything works the way it should. And we'll take her outside here for you in just a second, and we'll get a video of it doing its thing.